Okay guys, welcome back to the channel, and we are here with the Black Ops 6 beta review. Look, I've been playing Call of Duty since I'm a teenager. I've seen from the original Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, even Call of Duty 1, 2 and 3, all the way up to right now. I'm a veteran within playing Call of Duty. When I say veteran, it's just the time I spent. I don't play competitively, so I'm going to give my honest review. I'm going to go through the good, the bad and the ugly from the casual point of view. I play this game for a couple of hours. I don't throw hundreds of hours. I don't go chasing metas. I'm not a big Warzone fan either, but I am a lover of Call of Duty, and also it's zombies with Treyarch. Okay, but look, if you are new or a returning viewer, hit the like, hit the sub, get involved in the comments, let me know how you found Black Ops 6, and all of that will go towards me putting more content about Call of Duty as a whole, and trying to give your feedback to the overall YouTube and content creating kind of community and how you currently feel. I want to express your opinions through this channel. Anyway, let's break it down. Look, my first thing is the weapon balancing, man. It's a beta, but I expected more out of Call of Duty. Look, the Jackal in the first weekend was just so OP, and then essentially it was very hard to kind of understand what you could do with other weapons and kind of understand their time to kill. Look, the time to kill isn't that far off Cold War, but I will say when it comes to the overall game itself, the spawning, the feel, the hit reg, it's so off. It's so off to a point that it feels like it's dialed up to 50. You do have those kind of, you know, bunny hopping players. People are playing as if like they've got $1 million bucks on the line, and it's difficult to kind of gauge where this game is going to go. This is the multiplayer beta, okay? And Call of Duty have been extremely lackluster in their multiplayer version of Call of Duty. They've primarily focused on Warzone. We also had an iteration of zombies in Modern Warfare 3. Didn't really go down well. That was kind of substituted in from DMZ. So we had a mixture of zombies and DMZ put together. Treyarch have gone back to the round-based version, so I'm looking forward to getting hands-on with the zombies right now. But the big elephant in the room for me is essentially the Omni movement. The reason I bring that up is because the Omni movement was painted as this big game changer for Call of Duty. It will never feel the same. And to be honest, it's okay. I can genuinely feel some changes in my movement. It does feel a little bit different than the traditional Call of Duty, but like, it's not a huge difference. It's not like, oh my god, this is completely different. This feels like a brand new experience. It has a feeling of Cold War. I didn't put a lot of time into the multiplayer in Cold War because I just didn't like it, and to be really honest, I think I can give some time to this multiplayer. But with that being said, the spawning in this game, in this beta, as I would say, is horrendous. The maps feel bland, they feel very grey and dull. The 3 lanes are okay, but it feels so chaotic, and with that combined with spawning, it's hard to really enjoy this type of game. Like, I've seen so many kind of reviews on this game already, but I wanted to wait till the end of the second phase of the beta to kind of give an overall feel for it. I didn't want to kind of give one review on weekend 1 and then come back and go, oh, actually they changed a lot of stuff, so essentially it's a lot better now. I wanted to wait and kind of give an overall review. Like, this weekend there has been a lot of weapon balancing in the game, so I do feel like the MP5 is a little bit more structure to it. I feel like the assault rifles and the sniper rifles are a little bit better, but I will have to say that it doesn't really feel any more different than what we had already. Slightly improved kind of, you know, movement. I do feel like it's very reactive to you as well. I don't feel like you're fighting against the game. One thing I will bring in is like the perks, man. Like with the bonuses, I feel like, you know, running all the red perks right now, I don't have the list in front of me, but like it feels like it's kind of one-sided. Also with the kill streaks, I don't feel like the kill streaks do much justice for the effort that you put in. The game is extremely heavily based on, you know, gunning, and that's fine. I'm not saying that I need kill streaks to up my KD or anything like that, or to do well in the game, or to camp out to try to obtain those kill streaks, because they're working off score streaks. But I will say, when you do well enough in a game to maybe capture certain, you know, objectives, and you pull a 10 kill streak together, it just feels like those kill streaks that you do obtain are very lackluster. They don't feel like they're not rewarding enough for the effort that you're putting in. So that, I think that's always been the case for the last couple of years in Call of Duty, that the kill streaks have basically been non-existent, and it's just been that run and gun mentality. And then also, we all know that the multiplayer aspect of Call of Duty for a really long time has been bottom of the barrel for the overall Call of Duty project that they have going forward. We know that they've been focusing solely on Warzone. You know, hopefully zombies will bring a boost of players, but I don't see a lot of players wanting to stick around for this multiplayer. I really don't. I can see it after a couple of months, after just the beta is for people like me and yourselves to get a feel for the game and whether or not you're going to play this game. You make your decision of these type of game, of these betas, because you're getting a feel for the game, and you kind of tell yourself, like, is there enough there for me to want to play at a longer time? And is there enough for me there to want to come back and buy this game straight out? That's what betas are there for, and also for feedback as well for these studios. So hopefully with this type of feedback, you know, Treyarch can do what it needs to do. Like 4 years in development, and I do think I can only say that the multiplayer is like, it's grand, it's fine. Like the Omni movement is okay. It's not this game changer. I do feel like it still has its same problems that other Call of Duties have had and will have going forward. I feel like the multiplayer has been, you know, once again, just been put out there to engage players. Like, you have to understand, a lot of Warzone players are going to play multiplayer because Warzone isn't out, and then you'll be left with the hardcore old school multiplayer players who are just going to complain about the game because of the spawning, because of skill-based matchmaking. And oh my god, skill-based matchmaking is ramped up so high in this game, it is beyond belief. It just feels like a sweat fest. Like, I have to be locked in 24/7. There's no like little understanding of the map. I was like, oh, I'll take this route, oh, I'll take that route, because they're on you straight away, because everybody is playing this game as if they're, you know, trying out for FaZe Clan. And I have to be really honest, that is the truth. And I feel like with skill-based matchmaking at such a high tempo, it's probably not going to sit well with a lot of the normal players who are just good enough to kind of get into that higher end of the skill-based matchmaking, but not bad enough to kind of be dropped down into the normal feel of the game. Those are the players, are the vast majority of players who are going to find that that's where they're going to get caught with, and they're going to find that hit a little bit more and that pinch it a little bit more than any other player. So realistically, I do think the game has a lot to strive towards. I will give it its positives. I do think that the gunsmith is great. It's a big improvement than 10,000 attachments. I think everything gives a lot more, you know, positives. There's very little negatives to the game overall. I also think that the attachments are great. The fact that you can have a perk that gives you all the attachments on the weaponry, and I'm glad that they're going away from this spreadsheet mentality of where you need to kind of do so much research to have the best weapon to even stand a chance within this game, because that was a huge problem for a lot of people. It makes great for content, because if you figure out a great build and the latest patch notes and whatever buffs or nerfs that they brought to the game, you can kind of get a meta build. But you got to kind of do that research, and it's a time consuming just to be anywhere on a level playing field in Call of Duty. So it seems like Treyarch have gone against that grain, and just a lot of stuff is just buffs to the weapons when you add an attachment, which technically should be, instead of having to like have an MP5 that changes into a complete assault rifle after you've changed it out a million times, instead of just giving you that weapon in the game anyway with all that, you know, positive and negative whatever attachments are on it. So I feel like that has been a massive, you know, step in the right direction. I do feel like the maps are a tad bit small and chaotic, and that's kind of where I'm finding a bit of a negative feel. I also feel like the maps are a bit dull and grey. Look, we don't know what other maps are coming in terms of like playing on them, but these feel very grey and dull, and I do think like they're kind of just pitted at each other to a point of where, you know, essentially it's just one side has like one perch for a sniper, the other one, and it's pitted against each other. So it's got I will give this game an overall 6 out of 10 for the beta. Hopefully it can be improved. I'm really excited to play the zombies. I think that's where I'll spend most of my time, but I am going to play the multiplayer as much as I can. But guys, let me know down in the comments below, how did you find the beta? How you still find it? I think it's like you got to 6 PM this evening to play this game. Let me know your thoughts down below. I want to know how you're finding it, because I want to bring more content onto a game like this, and I want to get your feedback to a point of where You know, I know where people stand in it because it's always been a touchy subject with Call of Duty. But guys, that is all for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. We always go through the good, the bad, and the ugly. And look, I will catch you on the next one.